Good morning, everybody. Hi, and welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. My name's Kim, and I'm your host. I'd like to welcome back everybody who has seen this podcast before and are coming back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you all. And a great big welcome to anybody who's happened to cross this for the first time. I hope you like what you see, and I hope you'll come back again and again. Whether you're new or whether you're a longtime viewer, I would appreciate it if you would go to my Ravelry page and sign in and let me know that, and become a member of my Naturally Kim's Knitting group. Once I get 10 members signed in, I will be giving away this lovely, lovely fingering weight yarn. It is so pretty. So, sign in so I can give this away. Today is June 7th, Tuesday, June 7th. Yes, I am podcasting a day early, but that's because if you remember from last week, I mentioned that tomorrow at this time, I will be on my way out west to see my daughter and her husband and my two beautiful, beautiful grandchildren. So, for the next 5 weeks, I probably will not be podcasting. No, I will not be podcasting. Um, Instead, you'll need to check out my blog on Blogger, Naturally Kim's Knitting on Blogger, and there will be pictures and updates, and maybe I can sneak a picture or two of my grandkids in. So, yes, I'm excited. So much to do today, but I wanted to get this podcast out because I promised you guys I would. This is actually episode 19. Yay! And I've labeled it Here I Go, because here I go. I actually have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning to get down to the airport. I'm not a morning person. But I will do it. Nice thing is, I will actually land in California at 11 o'clock California time. So I still have all of tomorrow to spend with my kids and grandkids. You know, that will be nice. The last time I went out, I didn't get in until after 8 o'clock, and it was past my little granddaughter's bedtime, and that we got home, and she was so excited we had to read books and read books. And of course, being grandma, I can't say no. In case you noticed that I have a little dark patch here in my hair, I did do something fun last week. Last week is, well, I'll talk about this in my What Makes Me Happy later, so if you're interested, you'll have to just stay tuned. Okay, last week went pretty well with me taping straight through, so I'm going to go ahead and try it again. Nobody's objected, so here we go. If you remember, I took my milkweed sweater out of hibernation last week. Now, I didn't work on it as much as I wanted to because I was so aware that I want to get certain things done before I go on the plane. And since I know that I wasn't going to finish this, it kind of got put on the back burner. I did probably about an inch from that marker to the needles. I still love the pattern. So my armholes are now from here to here that big. If I doubt if I'll get done what I need to get done today, but if I do, I'll work on that. Now that is by Carol Sunday. It was a purchased pattern. It was $7 or $8. I purchased this a couple years ago, but for me, it's worthwhile to pay for a pattern if I really, really love it, and I really, really love that pattern. Um, I'm making it out of Ella Rae Classics Heather, and I don't remember what size needles those are. I apologize. I would guess, but I would guess wrong probably. Okay, now I also I have a link to all my patterns and everything that I talk about in the show. I'm linking in my show notes, so if you want to see where you can find them, go to my show notes. The links will take you right to Amazon or KnitPicks, as the case may be. I'm an affiliate with both, so anything you purchase through these links actually helps me out with the podcast. I would like to get better lighting, better camera, better audio, everything. And so little by little, I'm hoping I can get there. My 10 stitch blanket, I didn't work on it all last week, so I'm not even going to get it out. There's been no progress. Like I said, I've had too many things on my mind about what I wanted to get done. Um, Next, this might be a very short podcast. Being a day early, I haven't got as many things where I would like them to be, but, you know. Next, I'm not going to show you the very top of these socks because I have to go in and fix them. These are my there and back. This is sock number 1 on my there and back again sock. I love it. For my first colorway, that I did a colorway sweater when my daughter was very, very little. I didn't really like the way it worked. I like this better, except right here where you're doing every other stitch, I noticed that it kind of bunched in a little bit. I haven't blocked this one yet. I like to wait till I get them both blocked. But this is sock number 1. Okay, and this is made out of Knit Pick Stroll Tweed, Forest Heather, and Oyster Heather. I did these on size 1 needles. I think that's 2.25. They don't have it marked on here, but it's size 1 US needles. I did discover something. I should never try to bind off a sock while I'm at the movie theater in the dark, because I did mess it up a little bit, and that's why I'm not showing you the tippy top, because yeah, I have to go in and fix it. I was able to cast on the next sock and get this far in it while I was at the movies. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to work. This may be an airplane project, honestly, because other than the going back and forth between colors, it's stockinette stitch. And the heel I pretty much have memorized, and as far as the casting off of the, or binding off of the cuff, I know how to do the ribbing, and on the airplane I won't be in the dark, so hopefully that won't be an issue. What else am I working on? I think that's it right now. Oh, I do have my super, super secret pattern test that I cannot show you the pattern on, but I'm going to show you the sock yarn, because look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Maybe I'm bragging a bit much, because this is my own dyed. This was dyed with food coloring. And I love it. I love how it's working up. I love the colors. I may have to see if I can replicate that. And if I can, maybe I'll make more, and maybe I'll put it on my Etsy store when I get it going. Yay! That won't be till I get back, though. So, that's my super secret pattern that I'm making for a dear friend. It's on size 1 needles. The first sock is actually done, and I've made it through the heel of the second sock. This is one of the things I want to get done before I go, so I can show her the pictures and everything. Don't know if I'll make it. Like I said, I have to finish packing and all that. Sorry, I don't have my volume turned down on my Kindle, and I have something to show you on there in a little bit. So, that is it for what's on my needles. And I really haven't gotten far, like I've said, but I have goals. And I need to get this one sock done today if possible, and then I can take the other sock on the plane with me. Sweater is going to wait till I get back. I'm not taking the sweater. Now, once I get out there, I'll be taking pictures of my progress on things. I have a box of yarn waiting for me out there, so I'll be taking pictures of it, and that's what I'm going to be working on out there. I actually have yarn for chemo hats and yarn for socks, and then yarn for something for my grandbabies. And my daughter has her sweater, but there's an issue with the sleeve, so I have to go out there and see about fixing that. Otherwise, I'll take a picture of it too. So, wowee. Now, as far as finished objects this week, sorry guys, this is it. It's another one of my chemo caps. I was going to look and see how many I have done. I really don't remember. Let me see if I can look real fast. Because, I'll pause just a minute while I count. Okay, well, I counted, and I believe I have 12 chemo caps made. And then in addition to that, I've made probably about 12 preemie hats. So pretty good. I wanted to make 52 objects for charity this year. I've already done, 24 hats, and then I have some socks that I've made. So I think I'm doing pretty good. Yay, I'm happy about that. I'm further along than I thought I was. So life is good. I like that. Okay, now, and this chemo cap is Knit Picks Chroma Worsted, size 6 needles, 4.5 millimeter. And this is in the colorway Waterfall. I can't spell, though. I misspelled waterfall. Can you believe that? Okay. Now, after all this, things that are making me happy. I said I was going to weigh myself this morning, and I didn't think about it till after breakfast, and I'm sorry, I don't like to weigh myself after I eat. If I don't get myself weighed first thing in the morning, I'll update you guys when I get out there. I'll weigh myself on my the son-in-law scale. But I'm doing well on Whole30. This will be the last day because when I go on the plane trip, I go on Southwest, and it's very hard to pack things that are nutritious that you can, I find, that you can eat on the plane. Now, I don't know, maybe other people have different ideas. Oh, I just realized I put no makeup on. Sorry, guys. And once I'm out in California, I'm going to eat well. I'm going to eat healthy, but I may not necessarily stick with Whole30 because it might be kind of difficult. If my grandbaby wants to share some ice cream with me, I can't say no to her. I just won't eat very much of it. That was one thing. We went to the movie theater, and I got... Dasani has salt in it, so I don't like to drink Dasani. The only tea they had was hot tea, and I didn't think till afterwards that I could have got a cup of hot tea, got a cup of ice, and poured it and made iced tea, because it was too warm for hot tea and everything. So my husband and I shared a high C. And I am so away from sugar that just did not taste good. I took one sip and it was like, ugh. And I used to be able to drink a medium high C. I used to drink a medium Pepsi, hey, and no problem. Not anymore. No thank you. So Whole30 has worked. It has changed me enough that I don't miss it. Now, I have been able to work in my garden quite a bit. I did not start Fellowship of the Rings, but I have been able to work in my garden, and I've got some pretty flowers coming up, and my herbs are looking beautiful, and we have got 2 containers of strawberries in the fridge. Excuse me. I'm sorry, my dog is hearing things. And we've had asparagus from our garden, and oh my, I tell you, things are just... Gardening just is making me so thrilled. I am so happy my daughter has some things planted in California, because I'm going to want to get my hands in the dirt. Something else that's made me very happy, and I just got this yesterday. As you know, I subscribe to Gail's Art Sock Blanks of the Month. And I was hoping I would get this before I left, and I did. And it's called, I don't know which way it goes, School's Out. But look at those colors. Oh, aren't those beautiful? So I love that. And then she sent a pattern. I'm not going to show the code, but she sent us a code for so we could get this free. And I'm thinking either I'm going to use last month's sock blank, or I'll use this one to make the shawl. And this is called Each to Each Shawl. I didn't put a link to this. I need to put a link to this. It by Barbara Benson. Normally it's a pay for ad or pattern, but like I said, Gail sent us a coupon, and I cannot wait to make it. I know that you can make it with one sock blank, so I am looking forward to that. Other than going to California, that's about all for what's making me happy this week. Now, on to what I have been reading, watching, and listening to. I mentioned that we went to the movie theater. I did not tell you what we saw. I love Marvel movies. I haven't seen them all. I never saw Ant-Man. Um, there's one other one I didn't see, I think. But I've been after my husband to let's go see Captain America Civil War. And so for the last few weekends, we kept saying, okay, we'll do it this weekend. We'll do it this weekend. Well, either I wasn't feeling well, or he had to mow, or he had to do garden work, or whatever. Well, this past Sunday, he goes, it's your day. If you want to go, we'll go. So we went to see Captain America Civil War. I'm not going to spoil it for you other than it's good. If you like Marvel adventure movies, you're going to love this. So that's something that I've been watching. And then in addition to that, on my Amazon and, Amazon Prime, I've been watching Downton Abbey with my husband, season 2. Doctor Who with David Tennant, coming to the end of season 2. And my husband was saying the one thing that he figured that I would really, really miss when we give up satellite is some of my reality TV. I really love The Amazing Race. And so I thought, well, you know what? They're into like season 23 or something. I'm going to go back and watch the first season. And I have. It's just as good the second time. Because I don't remember what's happened to who from that first time. So, for right now, that's making me happy because I have so many other things to watch. So, let's see, is that it? Of course, my podcast that I've been watching, The Dyer's Notebook and Geeky Girls Knits. I'm going to be watching other ones, probably starting today, because I love The Dyer's Notebook, but I'm thinking, I have all these other ones to watch, I need to start watching them. So, starting today, I'm going to kind of switch back and forth. Now, as you all know, I also review books. The first one I'm going to show you, I'm not actually reviewing. I've already reviewed it ages ago, and I actually reviewed it as a Kindle book, which I wasn't thrilled because the writing and the pictures and the patterns did not line up on my Kindle. So, but I did love the writing well enough that I ended up getting the book. Michael Pearson's Traditional Knitting. Now, I am a history buff, as I have mentioned many, many times. And I am a knitting buff. This book answers both those passions of mine. I mean, it talks about, he spent, I forget how many years, I did know, touring the UK and going to different fishermen villages and looking at the fishermen sweaters that were knit for the men or the women as they would work on the docks or on the boats. And along with it, he has some of the traditional patterns in here. And as I've told you, I want to make my son and my husband Gansey knit sweaters or fisherman knit sweaters. And I'm going to use inspiration from this book to come up with my pattern. I kind of know what I want to make, but this is just going to help me along. So this is Michael Pearson's Traditional Knitting. And of course, it's by Michael Pearson. Yes, it has Aran, Fair Isle, and Fisher Ganseys in it. So love it. This is going to go on the trip with me because I'm going to do some research while I'm flying and when I'm out there. Otherwise, anything else I'm reading, it's going to be off my Kindle. I'm still reading Jefferson's America. I showed you that last week by Julie Fenster. There's a link for both that and the book I just showed you on my blogger. And then in addition to that, I'm loving this book. Anybody who's watched this podcast for a while knows that I'm a Christian. I'm not going to apologize. I am. Hopefully you don't mind that. But I am reading, it's called The Plum Tree in the Desert. 10 stories of faith and mission to inspire you. It's all about mission work through this group called InterServe. I always get the name wrong. I've talked to my husband about this book a couple times, and I keep getting the name wrong. But it's excellent. I wish I have a heart that wishes I could do mission work, but my body would not allow me to live in the circumstances I would have to in order to do it. My mission work, I used to always tell the kids I teach, was teaching in Christian schools. I have actually brought a couple people to Christ through that. So that's always been my mission work. But I love reading other people's mission journeys. It's just so cool, so great. You know what? I think that's it. I told you it's going to be a short one. I still have to let you know where you can find me. You can find me as Napier's Knits on Ravelry. KS at KS Napier 475 on Twitter. I'm hardly ever on there, but if I am, you'll find me on at KS Napier 475. Excuse me. I'm Knittin_Kim on Instagram, and then on Blogger, YouTube, Facebook, and Ravelry. You can also find Naturally Kim's Knitting. I will, and then I do have a Gmail account, naturallykimsknitting@gmail.com. And as I've mentioned before, I am affiliated with Amazon, and I'm affiliated with KnitPicks. So if you think you're going to be buying anything from either of those places, I would appreciate it if you did it through my blog. And then it will help offset the expenses that I need to improve my podcast. And then also, there's no pressure here, and there's no pressure with the other. It's just that if you'd like the podcast to improve, I would appreciate it. I've put a one-time PayPal button on my blogger page, and if you'd like to give one time, that'd be great. Or if you'd like to give $1 a month or $2 or whatever, you can go to Patreon. I believe it's under Kimberly Napier. It's either that or Naturally Kim's Knitting, one or the other. And you could give there. And there are different prizes for different prize levels on there. I'm sorry, I'm shaking my legs, and that's probably making me shake on the camera. Sorry. Anyways, that's it. I have got packing to do and last minute things to do, and I will keep you guys updated on my blog. And otherwise, I'm back in July, but I don't think it's till like the second week. So I will see you all then. Happy knitting, happy spinning, happy dyeing. I love you all. Big hugs, and take care. Bye-bye.